Okay. Grab the plastics. I don't really know which ones of these resources I should keep where. But they should be fine. I've got a ton of iron, so this is good enough. Nope. Oh, you get that from the deer thing where your first base where the deer thing was. Oh. Okay, in that case, why don't we skip? Let's take a look. What do I need for a shotgun tier 2? Plastic and steel. What about plastic? What do I need for that? Oh. Found near bodies of water and areas of erosion. And sodium chloride. So plastic might actually be a little bit more achievable than I thought. Well, do we... Nah, let's just grab a basic shotgun first. Basic shotgun. And then we can go hunting, deer hunting, maybe. I might use the steel I currently have to upgrade the steel foundry so we can actually make some more. Oh, my inventory is a lot bigger. Is it? I think it is. Okay, well, what do I need for a cartridge? I need sulfur. I think I have some. Sulfur. Okay. In fact, I think this is sulfur here. No, that's uranium. Well, let's dump some of our iron off at the very least. So you. Cartridge. I dumped off all of my iron. Like a dumbass. Alright, that should be enough. Because yeah, I don't know how many cartridges I'm gonna need, but I might as well make a handful. Because I wouldn't mind going after the hive as well. The landscape in this is dull. Oh, I've barely traveled anywhere. Oh, this structure is not powered. It's not powered, but it's still doing stuff. Does it go faster when it's powered? I think it does. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it does actually go faster. Alright, I was gonna shave today. Oh well. Alright, so yeah, it's only a couple more, and then we can go on a shotgun spree. I'll probably upgrade the resource fabricator while we're at it. Okay, yeah, this will give me 100 shots on the shotgun. That'll be good for a while at least. Oh, let's leave that for a second. Go into you. Upgrade this back to T. Okay, this is gonna take some time. Looks like it can still function while it's being upgraded, though. Or... I'm not actually sure what's going on. Yeah, it looks like it still works. Okay. So that should be much, much faster. Do we have any more steel at any of these? We've got some. Oh, and the cartridge just got thrown over for whatever reason. Okay, that's fine. So that's iron, steel. Actually, I'm just gonna toss the steel in my inventory there for organizational purposes. Okay, and let's go hunting. Let's go fight some deer. Actually, you know, I bet I can get some deer hides? I bet I can get some hides from the critters over this direction. This will let me get some of the iron in the area. Worst I've ever come across was an older friend of mine walked into a caraphone, bought a new phone, immediately dropped it on the sidewalk, stepping out the door and broke it. Reversed, went back inside thinking they might replace it, didn't get insured, didn't have any spare cases. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty rough. No, my titanium. Oh, that's gone. I'm not gonna go for it. And yeah, we'll loop back and fight that deer thing. I might actually have to chop down a couple of trees here, now that I'm thinking about it. No, I am very careful with my phones. I have never even so much as scratched. Oh, you know what? No. There's one exception. I've never scratched my own phones before. Usually I put a screen protector. But no, I had really bad luck. I don't know how many of you guys remember was it the Google Pixel? How am I still taking damage? Or maybe it's still just the notification going because this thing hit me several times. But I think it was the Google Pixel, or was it the... No, it was the Nexus 7. The Google Nexus 7. It was like their first party Android tablet that they had ever produced or something like that. But it was kind of like a big achievement and exciting, and it was supposed to be this like really, really well made, well done, you know, piece of hardware. And I was really excited for it. You know, I was in college, but I just secured a job and I kind of wanted stuff to do. And, you know, it was a good, like, kind of browse the internet, read books on, you know, a bunch of other things. So I bought one. It was like $200. It wasn't like terribly expensive, but for me, on an intern's budget, it was kind of pricey because artists don't get paid much. I think I went through about 7 of them before I finally got one that I kept. Because, let's see if I can fight a Mauler cub. Jesus. Alright. That's... Well, at least I don't have to walk far. Okay, my corpse is over here somewhere, I think. Maybe? Oh no, I'm over here. Yeah, I got insta-gibbed by that thing. I guess you really do need some like good armor before you really fight any of the high-end things. Seriously though, there's supposed to be kind of like an RPG. Ow. Okay, these things actually managed to harm me considerably. I swear there was supposed to be RPG mechanics for this. But it might all be tied to your equipment. Okay. Anyway, so there's a Night Stalker pup, but I think my stuff should be over this direction. Yeah, it's that red exclamation mark. I should be able to kill it pretty quick if I don't dawdle. I think circle strafing will do it. Maybe? Maybe. We'll see how good the AI is. I might as well grab some iron while we wait. Hopefully my corpse doesn't disappear if I die a second time. That'd be bad. Okay. That shotgun was not actually that powerful of a weapon. Oh, am I getting poisoned? I'm probably getting poisoned. That's what the repeated marks are. And there's my stuff floating in the sky next to the thing. Let's see if it got its HP back. I don't think it would have. Not yet. Alright. Let's grab the gun. This is not a shotgun, by the way. This is a single-shot rifle. I don't want anybody to tell me otherwise. Do we want the silica? We probably want the silica. Problem is, we want all these resources. I just... Ugh. Okay, so let's go look at the other thing. And then, if it's fighting neither of these guys. Pale Mauler cub. Okay, there we go. I'm getting a lot of bone. Not really helpful for what I'm doing. Okay, let's go check out those deer. There's also that Night Stalker cub that I can take a look at too. So yeah, if this is the general challenge that these things present, I'm actually a little bit worried about the bigger dudes. They might just wreck me. I guess we could actually head up for the spider nest. I was just over there. Unfortunately, I can't run across the uranium. Now, this isn't water. This is, like, radioactive stuff on the ground. So I don't think we're going to find any particularly useful resources. A burrow weaver drone. So, critters can get killed by these things. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, I'm going to die if I keep this up. How? Even? What? Nope, nope, they can come up here. Great, and I'm dead again. Damn it. I was like, okay, they can't jump, clearly, and the answer is, no, they just gotta go up. Anyway, yeah, I need some better equipment. Well, I just died over there. I mean, I deserve this to some degree. I was just really hoping I could, pull this up. I just want to look at this menu for once. Or this menu, the scanner? Unfortunately, the scanner is kind of lackluster. Whatever. Okay, let's just ignore you. Hopefully not take any fall damage. Yeah, let's just go get my stuff back. One of those guys died, because the spider and the rhino thing were fighting each other. Was it this rock, or... No, it's that rock over there, you can tell. You can even see my corpse. So which one won? Spider or... No. Spider did not win. Then again, the spiders have, like, no HP. There's my gun. Okay, it was, like, this guy? And it had potassium nitrate on it. Man, this just isn't worth it. Like, why bother fighting half these critters if the only thing they give you is just, like, banana? I know I'm being a little bit hyperbolic here, but, like... Or run... Carbon? I don't know. Oh, yeah. There's diamond. So, this is where I was getting all my diamond from. Diamond drops regularly from titanium. Okay. Well, we're kind of sort of back to where we were. In about the same amount of time. I'm trying to, like, skip some steps here, but I think we have the same amount of resources. Less built up, though. And I'm definitely a little bit more demoralized than last time. Last time, I'm gonna be honest, I was actually kind of looking forward to this session. I was like, yeah, you know, we kind of had a good base. Maybe we can actually start looking into automation. Then the game launches and you're like, oh, no, it's all gone. If all my stuff gets deleted again, that'll be it for the game. I mean, so this is kind of the, this is actually something I've kind of observed in a lot of indie games. A lot of them... What am I going to call it? I'm going to call it... I mean, this is going to be a stupid... This is going to be a stupid term. But I'm going to call it, like, the kind of one strike you're out policy? Policy? I don't know. whatever you want to call it. But effectively, indie games oftentimes have 1 to 3 strikes. Like, when you play an indie game, you look at it and you're like, okay, you know, how much am I willing to, like, put up with today? You know, is it going to be like, the jumping doesn't feel good, or the death mechanics are really punishing? And so, I don't think a lot of, like, developers kind of realize, especially, like, if you're not, say, From Software. Oh, inventory is maxed out. Well, we don't need banana right now. But you know, most players are probably only interested in, like, putting up with, like, X number of things. Sometimes games like these require wiping saves to avoid game-breaking bugs and changes. No, I absolutely totally understand that. Like, I understand why they have to do it. But from the kind of opposite perspective of somebody that, you know, plays these games and whatnot, I'm only willing to put up with, like, so much before I'm just like, I'm just gonna move on to something else. I mean, there's a billion games coming out, and, like, if a game kind of bothers me to this extent, you know, deletes my save, forces me to go back half an hour to an hour's worth of gameplay, has a boss that is, you know, virtually unbeatable, just any number of things. And, like, I know a lot of people always just say, like, get good or whatever, or just, like, you know, they had to do that, but, with an indie developer that, like, you know, already this game's kind of janky, it's got bad AI, the monsters are not very fun to fight, and just, like, kind of the list can go on and on for a while. Let's just get rid of the silver and the sulfur. I can get more of these, because we want stuff like magnetite in large quantities than small quantities is something I don't need. But so, like, I've never even heard of this company before that has made this game. The only reason why I'm playing it is because TinyBuild sent it to me. Otherwise, I would have never even heard of it. And, you know, that's fine. But the difficulty is, with games like these, like, if you start losing your player base, they're not liable to come back sometimes. And you have to, like, you really have to kind of play like a balancing act. I don't think the shotgun's actually better than my mining laser. That's hilarious. Solution is simple then. Don't pick up EA early access games right from the start. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. Like, early access games, like, have this danger, but arguing with me on whether or not it's like arguing with me and telling me not to pick it up when it's early access it's still kind of a bad idea, because it's so I'm not saying this because, like, you know, this is me talking from, like, a perspective thing. I'm talking from, like, a bad marketing. Yeah, Ark was a mess when it launched, and Ark got lucky because people were willing to put up with its shit because it was fun. You know, I've been talking about a lot of, like, I'm straight up skipping the shotgun in favor of my basic. Oh, I'm getting chemicals out of this. That's cool. Interesting. So that's where we get some of the rare resources from. But, you know, I was talking about a ton of indie games. You know what? Stack these together. Just gonna get. Well, no, we probably kind of want the cartridges. Do I get rid of the shotgun? Oh, yeah. Can I equip this? Perfect. Scrap the shotgun for some iron. It's garbage. There's no point in using it. Like, if that's what the shotgun. If that's what the shotgun feels like, I'm gonna probably move on. It's nothing personal. I hear this kind of thing constantly from EA games. They keep buying EA games and complaining about the same stuff. I mean, I would almost say, you're right, like, a lot of people should kind of know what they're getting into, and honestly, the only thing I can really blame the developers for is giving me this game and then deleting my save file the next day. Like, if you're going to be a developer and you know you're going to have to be wiping saves, do not give give the members of the press a game, say, like, yeah, go for it, start playing it, and not tell them. Like, I guess, for me, there's that extra layer of, like, I'm trying to promote your game, and you've already pissed me off by effectively giving me, wasting my time. Yeah, quite picky about EA games this day. It was a bit of an issue in EA games, especially good for viewership, in business sense. But tired of EA games letting me down after a few hours of time investment. Yeah, that's kind of it. I don't know. This would have been a game that if they had waited for... If they had waited for, like... I want to say, like, 2 more months, you know, done, like, a stringent early access, like, beta. No, I'll keep the ammo. If they had done, like, a really stringent early access beta, you know, before kind of even handing it to the press, you know, just had a bunch of people that, like, know this is going to be a buggy product, review it, well, not review it, but, like, go through, find the bugs, fix the problems, so on and so forth. I think that actually would have solved a lot of the problems. Are we out of power? No? What's wrong with the energy grid? Oh. Too much draw. It's the equipment workbench. That's what's doing it. Oh, it's the equipment workbench and it's my drone. That we're kind of both working together here. But yeah, like, it's kind of the same old story. Like, I've been playing this, and I actually have kind of been enjoying it, but I think it's kind of the same old story for a lot of people. They look at this and they're like, well, I'll just pick this up later when it's done, and then they forget about it. And I would say, like, yeah, okay, to some degree, my expectations should be, like, can I, like, stop the queue? I guess not. Well, I'm gonna upgrade one of these generators before we go anywhere. Because, yeah, effectively what the developers do by releasing a game this early with, like, these kind of problems is, like, I get sick of it after a certain point and I stop promoting the game. And, like, yeah, obviously they need to kind of rush it out a little bit so that they can actually get some money in. But if you rush it out the gate too early, you end up kind of in the No Man's Sky situation. That's why we're listening to No Man's Sky, honestly, right now. Because if you rush your game out the gate too fast, you alienate, maybe not everyone, but you alienate a lot of people. So for Ark, it had some seriously glaring problems. But the thing is, the core concept, the promise of being able to tame dinosaurs and, like, go romping around this island with them was more than enough to kind of, you know, players could see that and be like, yeah, you know, this is something that I want to work on. And work towards and, like, use that as kind of this perpetual goal. With a game like this, I mean, maybe part of it is just kind of, like, limited advertising, but I don't see, like, the promise of anything. It's just kind of like, okay, so eventually I'll just maybe be able to wander around the world without hating everything. Let's see. I don't know why there's 10 cartridges over here. But, it's more of like a... Beware trying to release your game on early access, because you're not... Most companies aren't going to make Minecraft. They're not going to make Minecraft 2, they're not going to make, you know, Terraria 2. They're going to make just another sad, forgotten game that's, you know, either gets deleted or sits around as vaporware for the rest of the, for the rest of its lifespan. That always sucks, because, like, I do legitimately feel bad for the developers of those games. Like, they were trying. But I don't know. And so, like, I guess baseline, if you have to, like, delete progress on something, you kind of have to give your players something to latch onto, to kind of make up for the fact that, you know, to make up for the fact that, you know, I'm kind of grumpy about this. I mean, admittedly, I'm a limited subset, and them losing me is probably not going to make, like, that much of a difference here. And honestly, I'm probably just going to kind of play this game off and on over the course of its development, if I remember it exists. Just because it does actually have some things that I enjoy. I really do like the idea of a sci-fi survival game. Like, that's a promise. I have no sulfur. Ooh, I gotta go find some. Let's see, what do I upgrade? I should upgrade one more thing. I could upgrade my command center, but that's not going to help me that much. I guess let's just upgrade one of these storage containers and call it a day. But like, if you want to pull stuff like deleting characters, resetting progress, or having like particularly merciless gameplay, either like PvP or lag. If you look at the reviews for this game, a number of the reviews are like, "Don't buy this. You know, the multiplayer is inherently broken. You can't even play with other people in them." And like that sort of thing should be kind of like a cautionary tale, I guess. It should be like a, well, it's not a cautionary tale, but like the developers should be working their asses off to make sure that gets fixed as fast as possible, but the game has to have kind of this promise of something better that actually makes it worth it. And so I think maybe that's kind of one of the traps that a lot of developers are going to be running into more and more as they try and make games like this, where, like, of all of the things I've done so far today, how much of it actually has made it stand out from Empyrean or Ark or... right, we gotta go find some sulfur, which I think that's actually a big old pile of it. But generally my assumption is there's actually very little, like, difference between this and many other games from its class, and so without something new and experimental and interesting, like Graveyard Keeper was a game that I saw a Vac, you were playing that for a while, and that looked good. And there's Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, which I think is closer to RimWorld, but might do something different. And so, like, I can be really, really forgiving. I can be really interested in forgiving for an early access game that is trying to do something different, that is trying to be something interesting. It's these guys again. I'm probably going to die here. I made a better gun so I could kill these guys, but I don't... That specific one with 1,000 HP might... I didn't even enjoy fighting things in this game. It's just like, here's some teleporting crabs. I mean, sure, they're digging underground, but it's teleporting. And they're fast, too. Like, if I were to design a crab enemy, I'd make them slow and really hard to kill. Like, make it so you have to get up close and personal and shoot them in the vulnerable bits. Instead of, making them fast and teleporting. I am sprinting away, and he's keeping up with me. Now, he might give up. Yeah, okay, he's giving up. But I've actually fought those guys before, and they teleport into your house. They can dig. So, interesting thing about the crab enemies, they can dig through this platform right here. As long as there is a roof or a ceiling or whatever, it will just straight up, dig out of it and try and murder you. Which is just kind of weird. Anyway, let's see. So if I want to make... I think I'm going to give up on making the other stuff. So carbon fiber and plastic, yeah, we never found that. Let's just make like a basic equipment set. Because I was putting it off in hopes of getting other stuff, but we need the shields. This is going to take some time. Games like RimWorld and Graveyard Keeper use early access really well. I think, so part of it is, usually those games are the ones that, are kind of, their base features are decent. So, like even Oxygen Not Included, which was broken at launch, was still an enjoyable product. You knew you were going to die and you knew it was bad. But part of it is like, Oxygen Not Included. I'm going to focus on that one. And Graveyard Keeper to some degree. Both are games that are like inherently very, very early in the development, or were very early in their development when they first came out. And you can kind of accept a lot of problems out of a game like, well, both of those, because in both cases the developers have already made a game before, and they're working on making something that they're working on a game that stands out from the rest of the crowd. you know, oxygen not included is honestly kind of just a settlement management thing. But it's on a 2D plane and it's also made by Clay. Which, you know, after Don't Starve, Mark of the Ninja, you know, all of their amazing games that they've put out, you can pretty much guarantee anything that Clay makes, as long as they don't just abandon it space-based DF9 style. It will generally end up being a decent product. Whereas, like, you know, for a lot of these other, you know, untested, untried companies, you don't know. Like, I'm part of the reason why I'm playing this is because I don't actually know if this game will survive a couple of years. It might, and that'd be awesome. It'd be great to see, you know, some more of these, like, survival sandbox games actually, like, just kind of blaze through early access and turn into something amazing. Scrap Mechanic's actually one of those, where it was a game that was in super early access. Thank you for the sub-evac. That is very welcome of you. Or very welcome. That was very kind of you. Sorry, brain. I'm still in super rant whatever mode. Because, like, I'm not trying to, like, deride this game. I'm not trying to say that they've done this, like, unforgivable sin. But I'm trying to put into words why early access... Nope, that's not there. Nope. There? No. Oh, shoulder pads. Duh. Sorry, can't entirely tell based on the icon alone. But I guess I just see a lot of companies jump onto early access without knowing what makes early access successful. They just see other people get successful and they're like, yeah, I want to do that too. Like, Slay the Spire was a perfect example of a game that launched early access. They could have put Slay the Spire up as a completed game. Oh. Wow. The fuck? That was fast.
And they called it Wanderbots.
Well then, we're gonna have to take a little break in a second. Somebody has already lifted my design.
Well, they lifted the back of your...
That's a new one. Yes.
They just clicked their icon. What?
That's yeah, you can even tell they photoshopped over it really badly. Where my original icon was. Holy shit. Yeah, so I made a t-shirt design.
A couple dollars less.
Yep. So I made a t-shirt design this week. And you know, wanted it to be my you know, kind of my first shirt up. I made it look really nice, so on and so forth. And literally somebody has already made a copycat design using some of my assets. It should look pretty obviously like... Yeah, so I think it's a company that just kind of... Yeah. Yep. Well, I'm going to finish crafting here and then I'm going to work on it. What do I... Shell, it's fine. They're not going to make any sales. Shell, they're not going to make any sales. Yeah, if you buy a Wanderbot shirt for $16 with a head on it, that's not mine, don't buy it. But I'm going to go take a short break, and we're going to DMCA the shit out of somebody. Yeah, actually, I mean, if we want to have a little bit of a report party for... stolen merchandise, that's perfectly fine. Oh yeah, no, absolutely take some screenshots of it. Wow. That's a distraction. This is one way to end an episode of this game. Yeah, so the 1991. The good-looking one. The good-looking one that's 1999 and should be literally say like Wanderbot on it. Yeah. Only follow official links from do not Google these products or anything like that. Yeah, so if you see like a link that I put up from me, That's mine, but no, do not search on the Amazon store. Wow. I'm like actually speechless. I'm still in like kind of thinking rant mode from like trying to put into words why early access is super dangerous, but now we have something completely different that I've got to go take care of, and I'm just speechless. Seriously, if any of you guys watching this ever think I'm gonna just lift somebody's designs and like
they're not a fan or
no. This is probably some Chinese company or whatever that just lifts designs and rehosts them and whatnot. Yeah. When did I put up my design? Like 2 days ago. Like this is a quick turnaround. I have no idea how they're this fast, because yeah, I don't even know how they possibly could have grabbed these. Wow, that is straight up just stolen.
How?
I don't know. Because yeah, they just lifted my full design.
This is not an unauthorized replica item. Right? Right?
Yeah.
What?
All right. Well.
And they also went under Wanderbot. Look.
Wow.
They just made a completely look at this duplicate account.
Give me a bit. That's incredible.